That's how the recording starts.
Any day, Hans Comyn. Once again, the world is waiting on Hans Comyn. I feel like I should be drinking a whiskey, not a coffee, for this one.
Adventure.
This coffee's fucking cold.
That's what time does to hot coffee.
Interesting. That's what time does to hot coffee. Imagine a passionate young guy in school for a period of time. He slowly loses his passion.
Yes.
That's what school does to young men. That's what school does to young men. Robs them of their fucking fire, their passion, their heart.
School.
Oftentimes. School can be an adventure. Anyway, Hans, come in. Let's start it off. What's our topic today?
Today our topic is academic learning versus adventure learning. And the starting phrase is, men don't need gurus, they need brothers.
Yes.
And they go hand in hand.
They need warrior brother allies. Yeah, they need guys to go on an adventure with.
Because that's the way we learn. In fact, I don't know if you know this. You probably don't know this, but
I probably do.
You do? When I was doing my PhD in philosophy, I was working with Bruno Latour and Jean-Paul van Bendeghem, Isabel Stenger, some of the brightest minds of the 21st century, and we were what we research is how people learn, and really opposing the old school system, teaching system, which is top down from a teacher to a student, from the one who knows to the one who doesn't know and wants to learn, and the expert and the layman, and this is one of the worst ways for someone to learn, to have knowledge stick, to have for people to really start exploring for themselves as well. It's one of the worst systems because it keeps the student very passive, yes, receiving, consuming, and not contributing.
Yes.
And so what we proposed very quickly, and I say it very general because this is a work of 6 years, is that the way people learn best is when they gather around an issue that they're curious about, when they gather around a thing that they're concerned about, that matters to them, and then they bring their own stories. And this is how I got into what I'm doing now, because I saw quickly how love is our number one concern, where we gather around relationships. And so the academic way of teaching, the academic way of learning is completely is one of the worst systems for someone to learn. Instead, what we propose now is adventure learning.
Yes.
Which is you learn by doing, you learn by traveling, you learn by sharing, you learn by exploring.
Well, think of, imagine there's a dragon on the outskirts of your city, mm-hmm, right? And it's killing people, it's threatening people, it's causing havoc. And so you get a bunch of the top people in the city come together and like, man, what are we going to do about this dragon? Mm-hmm. And, the head of the university says, well, we could create a course on killing dragons,
Sit your ass down!
So the experts at City Hall think it's a good idea, Meanwhile, the dragon's eating people, burning shit.
He's at the school already.
Causing destruction. And they go to the university and they gather all the expert professors together. And, the math professor says, well, we could have a math course on like the angle at which to shoot your arrow
Yes.
at the dragon and the trajectory, and we could, learn how to calculate all that. So it's great. Let's put that in the curriculum, And the history teacher says we teach the history of dragons, so that we know where they come from and whatever. And then, they get a curriculum together, like a 4-year curriculum. And meanwhile, the dragon is, destroying the city. And then there's a young guy that's like, man, what the hell? What the hell are these adults doing? Someone needs to kill the goddamn dragon, right? So he hears of a dragon hunter off in the mountains, and he goes and says, "I'm going to go." And he goes and spends some time with him, and he goes on some missions killing dragons, And in 6 months' time, they've killed 3 dragons, and then goes back to his town and he slays the dragon, just as the first semester is winding up at the university. Right, like imagine the different, let's say you finish the curriculum on killing dragons, versus you actually went and learned with guys who do it and went on some adventures and, learned by doing with guys who are a little bit better than you or a lot better than you. What's the difference? One, there's a whole different level in skill, right? The guy in the class, 0 skill, 0. He's got a bunch of head, whatever. But
there's a difference also in chance of survival.
But the big difference, like a hidden difference, I think, is what do these people learn about themselves in this time? The ones sitting in the university for 4 years are like, what they've learned continually is, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. I need to prepare more. I need to prepare more. Yeah. Life's out there, but I'm not ready yet. I can't do it yet. I need more stuff in my head before I'll be ready. And the other one's like, I have what it takes. I have what it takes. And what's the difference in level of aliveness? Right?
Yes.
Imagine the one out there slaying dragons.
Well, yeah.
And the one who's sitting passively learning from teachers.
Well, if this is for men that seek an aliveness, that want to feel alive, that want to also explore how it is with women, for sure the main avenue must be adventure. How are you going to learn about aliveness and passion when you're sitting at home in Pump Handle, Iowa, and read an online course on picking up girls.
Yeah.
Instead of like going out there with someone else or someone you admire and wants to show up as a brother for you, the other side of the world, and meeting girls there. I mean, it's quite obvious. The academic way can always accompany the adventure learning, I say, but yes, the adventure must be number one. You're gonna learn so much more.
Yes.
One day of adventure than.
I think of what I learned during my time with O, who showed up like a brother in my life, and I saw his ability to move through worlds and communicate with people and make things happen that I couldn't in so many ways. And we went on adventures together. Around the world and in the States. And I kind of like, what if I had, tried to learn what he wanted to teach me just academically, just sitting around reading about aliveness, desire, women, wisdom.
I just realized this is exactly the leap I did because I was studying this academically. I was doing this at university, teaching about this, talking about it, and something is like, huh? And then I meet Zan, and I got an invitation of an older brother who could mentor me into adventure.
Yes.
And the same thing.
And that, in a way, that's also like what he's teaching, but he's living it.
Yes.
Right? And he's adventuring while doing it.
Exactly.
And then you went on that learning adventure.
Yes. And,
what was the difference for you?
Well, aliveness. It's like, I still remember when
wait, that's a small I mean, who cares about aliveness, really? It's about how much you know.
I say, what is he saying? Are you trying to set me up or what? Of course, it's everything, you know? It's like to be alive, to be seduced, you know, to be on fire, to be inspired, to have the Holy Spirit is the Holy Grail, you know, to feel that. And I was doing well at university and I was great and I had a great career in front of me and I was, well, everything. I had status, everything. Yeah. But I remember saying, there's no sexy science. There's no like, I wasn't seduced, I wasn't on fire. And yeah, when an invitation came for adventure and go and think about the same things in a way, you know? How can we learn like gather around things instead of like teaching the same thing, but not in an academic sense, but in a real life sense, meeting people, gathering people.
Yes.
And yeah, one day of travel is worth 2 years of academic study, you know?
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah, this is why, you know, I've told this story about 2006 being in my office and I really wanted to be working with young people and inspiring them to rise up, you know, and then they're out marching down the streets with no parental permission, leaving school, making a stand for something, and they get the school authorities and their parents tell them they're wrong. No, the right thing to do is stay in school. Maybe after school or something, you can say what you stand for, you know. And
after school activities.
And I was fired up, pissed off, and a lot of the authorities were actually punishing, putting the kids in jail, fines, expelled from school, things like this. And I was thinking, what are they going to learn sitting in class for an extra couple hours that day versus getting up and marching down the streets in the face of no permission from authority when their heart is calling them to do it? And I was thinking, what they're really going to learn is not the little bits of knowledge that go into their head in the classroom that day. What they're going to learn is that they're going to learn to ignore the call of their heart, to make a stand, to go on the adventure, to do what it is. And they're going to be taught that the most important thing is obedience, conformity, and knowledge that someone else is spoon feeding you.
Right.
You know? And I've told you also about my grandfather. For me, my grandfather was like, through my, one of my greatest teachers. But I can't say that he ever tried to teach me something. Mm-hmm. He gave me challenges, you know. He would just challenge me. That's the message that I seen it that your grandfather did is like, you got this. You got this. And when someone says that, I think it was Tim Ferriss, he said, when you trust someone to do the job right, their IQ instantly doubles. Something like this, you know. So when you feel that trust of someone, you got this, then yes, I got this. And that's what the opposite of the old school system, which says, you don't have it yet. Yeah. Let me tell you. Right. And so you get constantly put in that position. And so the best thing you'll ever be is a good student. The best thing you'll ever be is a good boy. The best thing you'll ever be is a nice guy. You'll never be a great man. You have to kill your teachers. You know, you have to you have to kill your heroes, your gurus. Yes.
It won't, you know, you have to say, okay, I got it, you know, I'll take the knowledge.
I'll take it from here.
I'll take it from here.
Yes.
But I will not, I have to grow beyond you. I have to, because I have to fight for my own independence.
Yes.
You have to kill your teachers, your parents, your whatever, you know, to stand on your own.
Now, this isn't to say like don't have mentors or advisors or people you're learning from or even teachers. This isn't to say that, but really, like, one of the things I want to emphasize is watch out for the learning that's happening on the level of the feedback about who you are.
Yes.
And what you're ready for and not ready for. By the longer that you affirm, I'm not ready, I can't leave home yet, I can't leave school yet, I have to just, stay and be good. Oh man, the consequences of that can be really detrimental.
What I see, I'm realizing this, how to look best at this is when you, like any type of learning that's like in an academic sense, from someone, from a book, from whatever, it should always be accompanying It's accompanying you on your journey, on your adventure.
Yes.
It is not the gate through which you're gonna learn it. No, you're already doing it, and you got a book along. You're already doing it, and you got a coach with you, or you're doing it. You got a brother. You got a whatever. But it's not like you don't have to go through it to get it.
Yes.
You already have it.
This was my big insight in '97 when I went with my 3 younger brothers.
I had it in '96.
Well, in '95, no, but I was teaching them entrepreneurship by splitting my business into 3, giving them each a business to run.
Right.
And then on the weekends, when it was time to learn about business, everything that they learned could help them make more money.
Right.
It's suddenly much more exciting, you know? It's much more exciting to learn how to deal with a sales situation when if you apply this one technique, wow, if I do this every week, I'll make $10,000 this year. Cha-ching, you know?
Yes.
Instead of just you're in a university for a prolonged period of time and sales, okay, closing, blah, blah, blah. This is one thing that frustrated me when I went to Africa, and I would see, like when I was in Uganda in 2014, and I was like, oh wow, you know, you guys have a class on entrepreneurship? Let me go check it out, you know? And I walk into the class on entrepreneurship, and all the kids were like literally dead. No spirit, no fire, no passion, no nothing. And I was like, what is going on? And then I looked at the textbook, and it was just nothing but like facts about business. There was no how-to, there was no adventures, no challenges, no real inquiries. They were memorizing facts about business. Dude, not only are they not learning shit about business and entrepreneurship, they're learning that it's boring.
Yes.
They're learning that, and because they don't like it, they're like, well, I don't like business. Because they're learning, what they're really learning on the meta level is so fucking destructive. You know, and then these kids come out of school, they go to university, they think that, well, the university is my only option, right? They come out of university, only 10% get jobs, and the other 90% are too good to go start a business, you know? But the guy on the street corner roasting corn and selling corn to everyone else is making, well, first of all, he's making money, and most of them are unemployed, and they're too good because they have the university education. But the guy selling corn is making more than the professor at the school down the street.
Right.
He's making more than the top dog at the school down the street. This was my buddy was the top. He was the dean of students, and he was too good to go hustle and start a business.
Well, I was thinking it's the same in relationships. You know, if you really want to learn about the other, about you, about your relationship, go on an adventure together. You know, one day of travel together with your partner, man, woman, is worth. This is my formula. One day of travel is 2 weeks is worth 2 weeks of living together. Is worth 3 months of dating. You know, just to go and add the adventure to your relationship, you're going to find out instantly who the other is. You're going to find it out. You're going to have way more opportunity to learn. And that's adventure learning again.
Yes.
You know? It's huge.
Well, it's like what I did with John McMahon 3 years ago now, is I'd heard my brother was making these millions of dollars online with the Truth About Cancer documentary series. And I've been watching him like year after year making, tens of millions of dollars. I'm like, all right, okay. I'm going to go back and explore internet marketing, online business. And I'm going to go learn from my little brother. And I'm going to go humble myself and just do what he says. This was an idea. And then John McMahon came together, and we both had a similar idea. We came up with a vision, or we're like, okay, someone's going to do this same docuseries on diabetes and obesity if we don't do it now. We got a limited window of opportunity, and we knew it would take risking everything that we got, our comfortable, easy lives we both created for ourselves, going deep into debt again because we were both free of debt, and I could get stuck in the USA in debt and whatever, like if we fail, and everything was on the line, and we decided to go for it. And if we win, it's millions of dollars. if we lose, it's humiliation to everyone who knows us and deep in debt and stuck in the U.S. It's like big adventure, you know? And in that situation, the mentor is crucial. The mentor is crucial. So like we had my little brother in our corner and, you know, and he's got a piece of the action, you know? So he really wants to see us succeed. Plus I know he cares about me. He's my younger brother. And we just said, all right, we're going to do exactly as he says, you know? We do exactly as he says. But it's a different situation because you're not learning from some teacher in this classroom who's got a degree, who maybe has no experience, no real world experience. No, it's my brother who's doing it, who's done it.
But you're also doing it anyhow.
Yes.
And now your brother is coming along as well. You know,
Yes.
that's a resource. It's a resource for the journey you're already on.
Yes.
For the adventure you're already on.
Yes.
It's not like, okay, first this and then I'll go on the journey.
Yes.
No, it's like I'm going and I have this guy in my corner now.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that stops people, since we're talking about men, is this thinking of like, I'm not ready yet.
Yes.
I need to get ready first. And how they try to get ready is this. They try to learn more. They try to learn more until they're comfortable enough to go on the adventure.
Right.
And it's fucked, but it's what they've been learned staying at home too long.
Yes.
Into their late teens and 20s. Staying in school too long when they had what it takes to go out in the real world. And the idea is the parents, the school system trains them, if not directly, indirectly, which is the worst because you don't even know. It's like the propaganda is just coming into you.
You're not ready yet.
You're not ready yet. You need to put more stuff in your head.
And it's not only like I need more learning to be ready to go. It's also I need more money. When I tell people that, like I've been traveling for 12 years, mainly without money. You know, people say, "Oh, wow, why I want to go travel." I say, "Why don't you go travel?"
Yes.
They say, "Oh, I got to make more money." No.
Yes.
You do not need to make more money.
Yes.
There's so many examples. You do.
Yes.
You need to make time. Meaning, you just need to go. You're ready right now.
You're
ready right now.
Yes.
To go.
I've met so many men traveling the world with no money.
Yes.
No money.
Yes.
You know? Epic adventures. No money. So, but the thinking is preparedness. I need to prepare more.
Yes.
So that I'm comfortable enough to be safe on this adventure, which makes it far less of an adventure, by the way.
What are all the preparations? I need to know more. I need to make more money. I need to take care of my people.
Whatever it takes to feel comfortable going.
Yes.
You know, here's the thing. If you really want a life of adventure and aliveness, you don't measure by comfort.
Yes.
Because what you're doing is you're trying to get yourself out of your comfort zone. That by definition means going into your discomfort.
Yes.
So don't measure if you're ready to go by if I'm comfortable for the journey or not.
Yes.
Measure okay, you know? That's aliveness.
And go now. Like, what's that animal you said? You know? Make a leap now, today. He's going backflipping into what is the animal? There's an animal,
The backflips?
Yeah.
Oh, the grasshopper.
The grasshopper. It's just, it doesn't think, am I prepared to jump? Or
it has no idea where it's going to land.
Let's go.
It just gets down on its legs and it flings itself into the air and into the wind. And it gets carried away and it lands somewhere. And then it's like, where am I?
And I love that. That's the best action you could take right now to get transformation. You know? That's the best thing. Instead of studying, it's like jump and see where you land.
I remember, and it's so great, like, I remember, for example, waking up in Kuwait to the sound of the Muslim call to prayer, you know, singing like on loudspeakers around the city and coming into my window. And it's like, wake up and it's like, where the fuck am I? Oh, fuck, I'm in Kuwait and the Persian Gulf is right there. And, you know, it's this whole other world. And it's like you wake up on an adventure in the unknown and the feedback is, I'm an adventurer.
Right.
You know? And that feedback transforms you.
Just a couple of weeks ago, like, you're in We had met in Morocco. You went back to Kenya. I rode my bike to Malaga. And then that was like a week. One
We
week.
hadn't met.
We had met in Morocco.
Okay.
You went to Kenya, and I took the bike and I went to Malaga.
Yes.
I stayed there, I think, a week. And you were warning me for Corona. At this time, I'm like, the fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And then really, in the space of 4 or 5 days, it went from, I'm not paying attention to this, to holy fucking shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, not only holy fucking shit, like, I'm not scared of the, well, at that point I was, but I'm not scared of the virus, but I am like, fuck with how scared people are and the consequences of
Yeah,
that.
you get locked down.
Spain went in complete lockdown. I remember I was biking until the Sunday, and the Monday they were locking it completely down. I had flights to Bucharest and then to Belgium to see my family, and so and I was thinking, fuck, I can go to Bucharest, get stuck there. I can go to Belgium, get stuck there. And you said, let's go to Brazil, you know. And I think it was on a Friday. It was on a Friday, and I'm like, no, it was on a Thursday. And on the Friday, I'm supposed to leave to Bucharest and then to Belgium. And we're looking at flights, and the flights were very cheap to Florianopolis. I think it was $350 or something. And so we decided right there on the Thursday, let's go. On the flight was on Monday, I believe. And then on Tuesday, we're here in Brazil.
Yes.
You know? And that's like, and see what has come
Well,
from that.
well, I knew like we could get locked down for a long period of time. And it's like, where do you want to be locked down? And I knew that on the coast of Brazil, for most of the year, most of the beaches and beach houses go practically empty.
Right.
And so what better place to be quarantined than on the beach, you know, in Brazil?
And I packed, I came carry-on only because I wanted to be light. I was foreseeing like, if we want to travel more, I cannot have a suitcase. I need to do. So this is why I'm wearing the same shirts every day in these live videos. But yes, you just go, you know. Just to me, it was like, fuck, this is something different. Didn't think of that, and just find yourself here. And we got into something, a working relationship we haven't had before. We've been very productive.
Well, even the working relationship was an adventure.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
It was a big commitment.
Yes.
And we don't know how we're going to get there. There was no exact plan.
Yes.
But it's like we're both all in, and we're going for it.
Yes.
And it's scary. You wake up and it's like, you know, where's the money going to come from? How's this going to happen? But how much are you learning in the meantime? You know, and how exciting is it? And the transformation.
I really like that idea of I forget the name of the animal constantly.
Grasshopper.
The grasshopper. You know, when you find yourself right now in a situation and you feel like you're tolerating your plight, you know, like, it's okay, but not really.
Get down on your hind legs.
Yes, like don't think, oh, where can I go? Where can I, like oh, I got to figure out the path 3 steps ahead. Just do something different, you know. Just do something different. Come to Brazil. Come to Brazil.
Yes.
I can't say it yet, but I will say it. We'll have.
Well, come hang for guys who are living this way.
Yes.
With guys who are further on the path. You know, it's if you decide you want a life of adventure.
Yes.
Go live with adventurers. If you
want to live a life of adventure, come and live with us. The house next door is available.
Yeah, starting the first of the month.
And try to get away from your country, even if they're locked down. It's a great time to be adventurous.
Yes. And if they qualify, they can join Los Conquistadores. But that's hush hush right now. That's hush hush. We can't talk about Los Conquistadores. It's the first rule.
Conquering your old narration and living a new story. A story of honor, adventure, and brotherhood.
What if?
What if?